What's up, everybody? This is the Booch, and welcome to the WWE 2K25 Booch'S MyRise journey. Today, we are now officially kicking off the journey after just creating my wrestler, and now we're going to be starting it off with Triple H in the ring, as he is going to set the tone as I make certain decisions that will impact this entire MyRise journey. And it's going to be a very interesting one as he talks about a new star that's going to be drafted that will conclude in a match where I will be facing a blast from last year's MyRise past and, of course, a wrestler that I have been known to hate with every fiber of my being. So this is going to be an interesting one as we kick off the latest episode of the 2K25 Booch'S MyRise journey.
It's not often that the Chief Content Officer, Paul Triple H Levesque, is here on Raw. He must have some major news to share.
Let's hear what the game has to say.
As you all know, we've been building a new era in WWE, a direction that's bolder than anything you've ever seen before. But to forge this path, we need talent who can rise to the occasion. Whether that's someone who's already here or an outsider ready to step in and lead the charge. Who is going to be the superstar to lead us to that next level? Well, we're going to answer that question starting next Monday on Raw with the WWE Draft.
The WWE Draft kicks off next Monday. That's huge news.
Raw and SmackDown GMs Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis have decisions to make that will shape the future of WWE. Now, I know I'm supposed to be impartial, but as a Chief Content Officer, I'm gonna drop a couple of hints about who I think will be selected #1 overall and become the leader of this new era.
Decision branches. Important decisions crucial to your MyRise are marked with this. These icons signify a decision that changes the trajectory of your story, including which story content will become available later. Compete in the women's division, compete in the men's division. Compete in the men's division. We're doing that.
This individual is going to be a force in the men's division for years to come. I've seen his potential for greatness already as
one of the top stars on Raw, one of the biggest names from SmackDown, the top star of another promotion, a decorated MMA champion. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna let fate decide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. I chose the number 38 because that's how old I am. I'm going to open my eyes and see what they picked. Alright, I'm one of the biggest stars from Smackdown. Let's go.
as one of the biggest names on Smackdown. They could be the next EST, the next American Nightmare, or better yet, carve their own path to lead the new era of WWE. It all starts at the draft when we take the next step in WWE's revolution.
Sounds like the CCO thinks one of SmackDown's top stars might be going #1 overall.
I can't wait for draft night.
After a coin toss between the GMs, WWE Raw has won the right to have the first pick in next week's draft. Rumors are swirling of who it could be. Tossless Static says, I've seen all the rumors, and it's most definitely Booch365. Don't miss the latest episode of TBD featuring matches from the Battle of Las Vegas 101. It's going to be fire. Or is that Las Vegas 10? And that's an exclamation point. I always thought that was weird when they did shit like that. Let's see. This week on NXT, the intergender NXT Unity Tag Team Champions, JC Jane and Lexis King will defend their titles against Shawn Spears and Call Me Psycho. Who will walk away with the gold? Alright. CM Punk. Some of you need to stop listening to criticism from people you wouldn't ask advice from. That's positive words to live by. If you wouldn't ask advice from somebody, don't take their criticism. That's valid. I like that. Yes, Triple H, the new era does begin next week, and it will be built on old bones at Larden. Interesting thing to say. The new era forges ahead next Monday on WWE Raw with the start of the WWE Draft. Don't you miss the days when I was the GM of SmackDown? Now that was awesome! Instead, now we have these idiots putting me against their potential #1 draft pick. After I beat you, you might not have to worry about being drafted at all. Which is kind of funny considering in the last MyRise journey that I took last year, you all remember, I embarrassed The Miz and his little gooner friend and ended up becoming one of the greatest champions of all time. But of course, when you do a new storyline, they act like the last one never happened. But no, I don't miss the days when you were the GM, Miz, at all. Because you're a douche as a GM, you're a douche as a wrestler, you're a douche in this game, and you're a douche outside of the game. So, yeah, Miz, douchebag, right there in the dictionary. Now let's go have a chat with Nick Aldis.
Hey, glad we could finally catch up. It's been an interesting week after what Triple H said on Raw.
What do you mean?
He basically anointed you the first overall pick in the draft. And it's all over social media too. Everyone thinks you're going #1 to Raw.
Well, it's not a guarantee.
True. Adam Pearce could do something stupid and select someone else. But if tonight is your last night on SmackDown, I just want to wish you good luck.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Oh, and speaking of the draft, just a friendly piece of advice. Make sure you look good up there on that stage.
What are you getting at?
I know in the past you had to wear whatever the office told you to for your non-ring attire, and sometimes you'd even have to wear the same ugly shirt for years on end. But things are different now. Like Hunter said, it's a new era with fewer restrictions. So you can wear whatever casual attire you want to express who you are. Got it?
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Thanks.
No problem. And hey, if you did lose tonight, maybe that would cause you to slip to me at #2 in the draft. Just saying.
Yeah, you can't really blame Nick Aldis for saying that. It's one of those things where he wants to wish you good luck because you build a rapport and a friendship, but at the same time, he is a businessman. So having me lose and having me say on SmackDown works for him. So you can't take stuff like that personally. It's like my old boss at my old job, HBMA, used to tell me, you gotta separate the business from the personal. And that was a business thing that Nick Aldis said. Business-wise, he would love for him to stay on. But ultimately, if going to Raw is the best option for me, I gotta take it. And obviously, we both get that. All right.
Let me talk to you.
About what?
You might think you're a big deal with all this talk of #1 draft picks, but let me remind you exactly who the man they call the megastar is.
You?
So you're not a dummy after all. There's a pecking order around here, so no matter where or when you get drafted, this is still my game. And when draft night is over, you'll hear everybody saying, L.A. Knight. Yeah.
Okay. Whatever. All right. Don't miss what could be Booch'S 365's final match on SmackDown coming up next.
It's a man who might be saying farewell to SmackDown here tonight.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 275 pounds, the hardcore icon, Vince Buckley.
He's got to have a lot of emotions as he walks toward the ring. He really built his name here on SmackDown, so it must feel bittersweet if this really is goodbye.
He's a competitor, Saxton, and if he truly is the #1 pick at the draft next week, it's because he worked hard here on SmackDown to earn it. Bittersweet, maybe, but also justified and well-deserved.
God, that entrance looks great.
The rumors might be swirling, but the battle is in the ring.
There's no escape now. No one will survive.
Awesome!
Oh.
I came to play. There's a
Miz is
price
my
to
first
pay.
opponent.
Time for you to get down on your knees and pray. You say goodbye to the good old days. You're never coming back. Watch your future fade. I came to play. Your heart to play. I guess you had a dream.
Well, tonight has become awesome. You can say that again.
Residing in Hollywood, California, weighing in at 221 pounds.
How can you not be inspired by the Miz's ability to overcome people's petty jealousy? What a moneymaker.
Because he's never made money ever in this business and never drew a dime. Very easy. And that's why, Corey Graves, you are a horrible judge of talents. And why you are so insufferable at the broadcast table. Every time I hear you, I miss Pat McAfee.
The Miz in singles action tonight. Once again, The Miz is here to remind everyone just what he brings to WWE. Consistency and star power. And an underrated in-ring ability, I might add. Just ask some of the greats Miz has pinned right in the center of that ring. You're all going to miss him when he's gone.
But how can we miss The Miz if he never goes away in the first place? All jokes aside, you bring up some good points, Corey, especially when it comes to The Miz's consistency.
But he's going to be facing one from the top. You got to be kidding me.
The airtime, the fearlessness. What a ridiculous maneuver to the outside, sky high.
Whoa, look out. Adrenaline can make you do crazy things. Exhibit A right there.
And gets tossed back into the mat. Oh, what a clubbing blow.
Oh.
The Miz just getting beat down.
Miz needs to rely on his resourcefulness.
Oh, and a stomp right to the back.
And that was not the kind of treatment for an A-lister getting knocked down a peg or two.
For The Miz to succeed here, he needs to be his typical opportunistic self. It's about playing it smart and striking when he has the perfect opening.
Waiting until the exact right moment to act is certainly something The Miz excels at.
From the top. Big splash.
Into the pin. 2. No, The Miz is still alive.
What a match.
Rolled up from behind. This could be it.
The ropes save him.
Well spotted by our official.
Neckbreaker. Oh, look at a torture their opponent. Uh-oh, this isn't going to be good. Oh, man.
And avoids taking any damage.
Close fist connects. It seems like this match is becoming something of an uphill battle for him.
Yeah, but you got to expect a few bumps and bruises at this point. Oh, and a stomp right to the back.
Oh, he's got him here. He's got him up.
And
oh!
German suplex. But that's not all.
Into a ripcord lariat. What a
submission. Miz in a very vulnerable position here.
He got Miz here.
Hey! Thanks for coming, Miz!
Shoulders down. And this one is over.
Here is your winner.
And the Miz goes down in defeat. That's why they call it light work, Cole. Barely even broke a sweat.
All right, and that concludes this edition of the 2K25 Booch'S MyRise journey. So far we have now set the tone where I am obviously competing in the men's division because I am a man, obviously. And of course, I've decided to become the top superstar from Smackdown as I did a luck of the draw with the roulette. As you can see, my eyes were closed. I let fate decide on that one. And I got to have one final Smackdown match, potentially one final Smackdown match with the most easily forgettable champion of all time, The Miz. I guess that curse from Danhausen did work. Well, obviously, as I mentioned before, The Miz is a wrestler that I have been known to hate with every fiber of my being. If you know me, if you know my history of being in the wrestling business and as a wrestling fan, you know I do not like The Miz. But when it comes to The Miz, I will admit over the years, I've grown to hate him less and less. Still not a fan, still don't ever want to see him with a WWE title, but I do admit that I look at The Miz the way Ole Anderson looked at Jim Cornette. For example, Cornette would say that one time Ole Anderson came up to him many years after both of them were removed from the wrestling business, and Ole said, "Corny, I used to think you were a dumb fuck. But so many dumb fucks have come into the wrestling business over the last few decades, you managed to fall down the ladder without even trying." That's honestly how I feel about The Miz. I used to think The Miz was the worst wrestler of all time. But so many people have come into this business and been giant cancer cells, The Miz has fallen down the ladder without even trying. Between the Elite and Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin and Joey Janela and so many others that just shit completely on the wrestling business, I can honestly say The Miz is the least of my worries. I don't have the same hatred for The Miz that I had 10, 14, 15 years ago. So people still like to rag on me about it, and sometimes I over-exaggerate it for entertainment purposes, but I don't hate The Miz as much as I used to. But still, felt good to kick his ass one more time. So make sure you guys are following us on all of our podcast platforms. Links are down in the description box below. Follow us on our social media platforms. Those links will be in the description box below. And of course, as always, hit the subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified so you never miss another episode of Booch'S 2K25 MyRise journey, as well as other additional Booch'Cast YouTube content. We'll talk to you guys next time. Until then, pizza, baby!